Welcome to ARTISAN Live. I'm ASHLER, your host and gamer. We are on part 17 of Death Stranding. So let's get stranded. I'm gonna click this for a minute, just to see. I guess I'm gonna read some email before I... I hope that these have different ones in at least the different locations. This is the same. Almost like we'd want there to be a weird code thing to this. Like up, down, forward, back, but it just seems like it's just a flick of the stick. Ooh, that's interesting. Thought I just had. Maybe a pseudo way to explain something. a two-dimensional snapshot of space and time. So one thought came to my mind is the notion of future technology. Future technology could actually be using a form of something similar to DNA to actually create it. If those things were actually made or grown in a way via a 3D printer, and that 3D printer was using its own building blocks matrix or its own DNA, then the notion of the Evo Devo machine with the color printer would work. So the notion of the highway that we saw would make sense. It would actually connect. So yeah, that's interesting to me. The other thought that I was having here is what is it? Routing the information through beaches instead of just the beach. The beach is like a umbrella term for everyone else's beaches. It seems like. I wonder if there's all beaches lead to the beach, or if it's just all everyone has their own beach that is in a beach, or it's just that everyone's beach is separate but then also connected. So when you say beach, you're talking about the whole of the network of the subconscious mind. I think the whole of the whatever everyone's connected to. It seems like it's almost like the beach is where the soul goes, where the space where the soul resides, or consciousness maybe resides, outside of a body. And it's where probably dreams are done and stuff along that line too. Nightmares. One of the ideas that I had with the Evo Devo machine is if it's not set up to actually be able to figure out a way to actually take pieces of things and fix them, they could definitely create the bodies of people with the Evo Devo thing, and it'd be just a shell if they had all the right materials to make the body, and then from there then they could then possibly figure a way to resuscitate that body to have people that are on the other side or on their beaches walk into their thing, and then they should be able to end up basically coming back and being inside their body again. So you could technically have a this weird loose notion of like heaven, heaven being a future endeavor. I think I watched a thing about this notion that was quite interesting. Um, the, the the idea is that people people believe in the heaven and the hell kind of thing, but this was more so towards the heaven notion of it, and the people think it, and people think that they've been to it, and there's no necessarily way to prove that fact. It's just accounts from word of mouth. Um, the thing is just the notion of the thing would make sense that a society would eventually, with the fairy tale or the mythology of the thing, would try to at some point make it so it was a thing. You would fulfill the prophecy basically. Um, Especially with the notion of like time travel and stuff along those lines. Um, if you got to the point where you could detect a soul, find out the science behind that notion, then you would what you would be doing is you'd be when people died, you would be doing something to capture those things. If you had time travel along with that, you'd be going back and making sure you got capture those person's soul. If you're running it even further along that line, it's not just it doesn't work that way. There is a how they're running this a little bit, the ha and ka, where you have a body and a spirit, but the spirit just sits in a shell or a hell situation where it's trapped for a minute until a new body that could actually pick up its signal is created again. Then what they're doing is when people die, they mark the fact that that person has died in the past, so then they're allowed to create a new body for them so that they can be alive in the future. And then you would basically have a ultimate populace of bunch of people. And if you also have solved, need for a lot of uh, food stuff, then that would go out the door of like surviving and stuff like that. And even if you got too hurt and died, you would get into a situation where they could just create another body and so on and so forth with that. So, which would be interesting to have like that creating that situation. This though right now seems like a purgatory hell situation, but hell to me seems like it's just a playground statement. It's a place where you can technically do anything in it and kind of without consequence to a certain degree. Then there's the notion of torture hell, which over time, if that was a thing, it would become heaven because uh, it would become a thing again. The only way that you could have that rinse and repeat, which would be just if you had amnesia, but then it wouldn't matter. It would just be like there would have to be a part of a person that is suffering with the memory, and another part of the person that is oblivious to it for it to be a thing. But that would only be torturing a portion of the being. So I guess if you're running that, like the mind of a person on Earth living life while the Ka is trapped somewhere, experiencing all that pain. But then over time, yet again, that person would become kind of weirdly enlightened to the suffering and actually become cool, which is a kind of a notion of I think that they dabble in Silent Hills, from what I understand, having their savior is someone that has suffered the most kind of thing, which goes to kind of the Christian kind of a thing, because there's the notion of Christ Garden of Gethsemane, paying for the sins of everyone notion thing. And I don't know how many things fully dive into that, but if you have that situation, then something that it knows all suffering would be a thing that could provide um, a a situation or have a good judgment of governing a people or something along that line, or just assisting, which is better because I don't really care for hierarchies. But okay, let's go read this other weird fucking shit. Hey Sam, you hear? Oh, cool. Yeah, I do feel like there's definitely like this notion of signing up and whatnot, connecting into this thing is. I feel like we're connecting to the devil. Kind of a weird thing in this thing, especially with the notion of satanic function being the whole what it says when you use your bracelet every time. It says it really quick, really quick. It's like the what is that called? The fine print of the device. But I know I was running a different way with it too, with the notion of satanic function, because satanic function is Satan opposition, an opposition function. So basically, it's a device that is um, dealing with tools and equipment to provide aid against opposition, BTs, and also obstacles in terrain. So a thing to hold ladders and so on. Which I technically like that notion about it better than the notion of just throwing that there's a devil, but we'll see. I could see them running some sort of a that there is an uh what would it call it? Mm, yeah, I'm trying to find the right words. The one that I'm running with is the notion of a queen bee and a slave drone mind kind of weird thing a little bit. The idea of selling your soul to something else, and now that thing has you in its grasp, kind of a notion. The notion of we sacrifice a little privacy is just eh. I think you could have best of both worlds. A tax? Interesting. That's an interesting way to refer to it. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know about that. Because, what is it? Because tax could be, you could look at it one direction or another direction. You could say that there's a larger body that needs you to pay a penance or a tax on top of what you're doing to support everything. Then there's the notion of no, the the other way around. No, the thing, the body, the larger thing needs to be paying the the things that are actually doing the work. Because it's weird. It's weird that you're running it that direction. It's like um, it should be the other direction, and the notion of that type of a payment should be almost fictional in a way, because the bottom portion is actually creating uh, actual goods, and then the government or the governing body would be creating monopoly money that would then kind of loosely support um, stuff. It would be this notion of um, allowance, being paid to be, being paid to exist, being paid to for the potential of doing something, and then you would get more money on top of that when you actually did something. Because the idea of if everyone had enough to actually survive and exist and not necessarily connect or do anything, then they're not putting anything into the system, and the system is just sustaining a thing that has that potential to put something into the system. What that would be is a small house, preferably that could go anywhere, that's connected to the what is it the infrastructure, the amenities or whatever, electricity or whatnot. A lot of that stuff would be nice if it was just all housed in one thing. So if you're pie in the sky, everyone having like a TARDIS, maybe not necessarily infinitely big on the inside, but relatively the notion of being displacing space like that would be cool. And then from there, having this notion of 3D printers and stuff like that would change a lot of things. But yeah, because this is really weird drawing like notion of money into this, because money kind of goes out the window. That's why this system has this liking thing, which is based off of just you're giving likes to help people with I guess kind of a mental illness, but it's more of a disease in this thing because of the chiralium, to help them, not be depressed, So you're getting paid for that, so then you're active, so then you'll do more work. But then I guess with those likes, then you can give them to other people to help them out, and then they're in those after you do that, I feel they feel obligated to either give the likes back or give their likes back, or literally give you something of value. Um, the which I assume that's more the notion of upgrades. Other than that, though, I feel like everyone is allotted and should be given the ability to survive. So everyone should be getting crypto bytes, if they need them. Everyone needs to get medicine if they need it. Everyone needs to get whatever they need, so then they could potentially turn around and do something with it. The notion of the Karo printer, though, is amazing, because then if you have the resources, then you could do anything and everyone becomes an artist. Literally, you'd be in a state of like playing a creative game, which is really cool. Ties also back to that weird notion I was talking about, heaven, heaven type of an idea. That would be a part of it. If you could create anything, especially if it wasn't this notion on how they're running in this game. Because I do like this notion of having the R&D set up with printers to start out, where you're actually having to have these specific items, but then I think those specific items need be move over to like this has so many electrons and protons and that kind of a notion. So you'd have it like semi-color coded or number coded, and then beyond that you would have the next level of a printer that just what it's dealing with is it's just using what is there. It can get it out of anything. You don't have to deal with the oh, you need this versus that. You would need the information of what it is and the machine to basically play back that information to create a basically what would it be called? I guess you could refer to it maybe as a gravity well, but it would just basically be a informational song that would draw in the appropriate particles, appropriate stuff into that space. I don't know how long it would need to work though, because the notion in my mind is how is this running in my brain? If you could record the laboratory vibration of an object, and then have a machine to play back that laboratory vibration, so that song, that that the quantum particles would fall into place into that space, and then thus create that object when you turned it off. The trick though is time. Is it that quick? Does it actually does the particles actually connect that fast, or do you have to have it turned on for a while so that it actually literally has to grow? Combining that with this notion of the beach though, you could grow a thing with a song in that space, and it would happen instantly in that space. Here, I'm not positive if there would need to be something weird with the time, but in my brain I see it just manifesting itself. If it's done right, it should just the particles should just okay, the lower building blocks should say, okay, we're this now, and then that one says, well, we're this now, and then this one says we're this now, and because yeah, especially if you ran with the notion of like the Higgs boson, if it's like the smallest common denominator with the can't say that word right now. With the particles, then it's just boom. It's just you have all of those things that are already there arrange themselves into what they are in their higher molecular form or and atoms, and then just you would have that thing there instantly. So okay, where sharp corallium J U Alright, where did I leave off at? The tax thing. Okay, yeah, next paragraph. Oh, I love doing this. Me yapping about this shit is just as fun as is the playing the game. It's a good portion of it. It helps create ideas, formulate ideas, consolidate some stuff, reiterate, get a lot of epiphanies. And I feel like I play and grow and learn so much from doing this with games that are what is it? That inspire to think and to dream and to play. Okay, they have a loophole problem. Part of me would want them to address it, and I'll talk about it after I finish reading this. Okay, so blood. If they actually do have the Evo Devo thing, and that's mainly based on dealing with replicating organic material, then they could take his blood and replicate it. They could manufacture it. Unless there's some other part to it that makes it special. Like they could replicate it and then they test it and it's like it's not the same. There's some other thing happening here that's not happening when we replicate it. But what that would mean though is most likely they could still replicate that blood and then give it to Sam so that it could do transfusions with it and be able to most likely turn that blood into the special blood. So basically you would have him hooked up with a copy of his blood that's going through his system and then take the stuff that already exists that has been doomed, I guess is what you would call it, and then over time the new blood would become doomed and then so on and so forth. But yeah, those things I really like whining about. I like loopholes and then addressing loopholes and then creating a decent excuse for why it's why it is the way it is. So I assume we gave these to fragile. Yeah, so I think I gave this one to Dead Man. Interesting. Maybe it's not Dead Man. Die Hard Man. So maybe it's Die Hard Man that's who this is. Because he could have done all that stuff and then later on joined uh, Bridges after the fact. What? Oh man. If they use this like to create some interesting like canyon pathways, so going up it one direction is hard, but then going down it is easy. That's interesting. Because it's almost like the notion of having some rivers and streams that occupy, land um, without water, basically, where you can get caught in where you're moving against the current of the wind. I'm curious if there would be if they would show that somehow. I guess you could have like little particulates, moving along it, so you can kind of see that it's going one way versus another way. And I'm curious, like, how much it's going to exist in. Is it going to only exist in like a corridor, or will it exist out in the open? Out in the open would be a little bit more interesting because you would be like literally moving into like a slipstream. But then again, that wind could be kind of so-so. Like it's impacting it, but it's not like what is it, Journey, Wind, or I think there was another game that was completely based on that, where you were like moving through a thing and you were hiding behind cover and moving up forward, kind of a weird thing. I can't remember what it was. I want to say it was even had notion of wind in the name. I want to say it was kind of like a sport. And it may have been a game in the game. Okay, I'm kind of confused here. So, sliding down or being swept away will produce a rush of adrenaline that restores your stamina. So, it's basically a high kind of thing, or you get the bonus to be able to survive the situation, but then afterwards, then it plummets. It's, I want to say a word, like it's when you eat sugar or whatever. Can't recall it right now. It's interesting. interesting. So if you have your cargo stacked really high, strong wind will be a problem, so you're going to want to take it down and actually put it in your hands if you possibly can. One of the things that would be nice to be able to do in this is to actually be able to print print a, what do you call it? Print a frame that actually housed smaller ones to act like they're larger. So basically, a frame that that turned it into a medium or a large or extra large, so that you could then carry it in your hands. So basically, you'd be running around the game, and you could have your, like, all your grenades and stuff as a suitcase that you're running around with. It's all in one brick. Let's see here. New folder, folder of folders. Where does this need to go? Red bubble. Cool. One of those is gonna get killed. Let's go back to there. Yeah, I wish I knew that earlier. Okay. Uh, well, that's stupid. Say, hey, here's an interesting information. You can also use the strand to avoid mules' melee's attacks, though your timing has to be just right. It's like, well, what the hell? How? Where's the timing of what? That same thing? Is it? Do I need to hold it up and then hit it just right? So it's like doing a kind of a Jackie Chan belt move or rope move kind of a thing, or cloth or whatever. But you're binding the arm and then tossing them around, or binding them up afterwards. I assume that's what that is. That's what I'm going to guess, because they didn't bother saying anything different. But that seems odd to make that statement and not clarify. Okay, so this might be kind of it. Okay, this is what I wanted to know. So, you hold both of those down, and I assume that, and then you hit X to dodge. Okay. When nearby an enemy attacks, will time jump while centering your balance. Can be used to avoid blows. That's pretty cool. I like to see that work in the game. See how that feels. And this is tackling enemies. Yeah, and I should have used this when I was getting attacked that one time. I was caught off guard. I didn't know how to fight them at all. I should have done it with a smaller group in the other area before trying to fight a big group. It felt like none of my blows were doing anything to. Okay, I think this was why. This is exactly why they were guarding against my attacks, so I wasn't doing anything. in game or outside the game? Okay. Interesting. So, hmm. So there's maybe a more of an etiquette for me to actually try to find a post box instead of taking it to a main place, so people like can find it maybe easier. Because it's like, oh, I lost it around here, so maybe it'll be more likely located here. I don't know if I've lost something and have had it returned to me or known that it's been returned to me. Wish I knew that earlier. Maybe this is what's messing with my... when I'm trying to fight BTs. That it feels like I'm like not executing an attack. Yeah. Check on BB and then head on out. Hey, bud.
You okay? You okay? Tired, huh?
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Weapons detected. All weapons will be locked until departure. All clear. Welcome, Sam Porter Bridges.
I want to say that I already have a mission already set up. Yep. How many ladders do I have? Don't think I'll need a lot of them. But if I have 2, I should be in a...
Beginning scan. Have a pleasant journey.
So-so.
Keep on keeping up. Keep on keeping up. Keep on keeping up. Keep on keeping up.
Hey, how you doing, Zoo? Denounces spoilers. The funny thing is you weren't the first one to do that. Someone like threw a number at me in chat the other day, and it's like, ah, damn it, I didn't want to know that. And then you threw out a bigger number. It's like, god damn it. Like, no more numbers. I don't want to know.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
What if this is a incinerator over here? This looks like an incinerator. Maybe we'll check it out. Right. We love those safe spoilers. Whoa, whoa. Can I go in here? I guess this may open at some point. Unless it's on this side? Huh. This game is so cool. So weird, like having so much fun just fucking walking. Ugh. Let's try to see if I can't keep it as close as possible to. Does this game seem like a game that you would want to play, Zoo? Well, half the time when people like accidentally do spoilers, they don't think. This is usually a problem. They're too excited, or they're trying to make sure that they don't talk about a spoiler, so they end up spoiling something else. That and the whole definition of spoiler is like an opinion thing. Like one person's spoiler is not necessarily another person's. But for me, any new information is considered spoiler. But it doesn't. People have been spoiling things for me, but I've been kind of grateful for some of them. So it's like here and there, here and there. I just appreciate when people try to draw attention to a thing rather than coming out and say it. Because like the other day, someone was kind of talking a little bit more straightforward and was like, be more vague, and just like, you know, say, hey, you should look at this because this is important. Pay attention to this, not literally, hey, you should do this or do that, or this is this or that. Let me have the chance to actually try to figure out the whatever it is, the puzzle that you're trying to do. But yeah, I, the notion of go look at this in the menus real quick to see, and then also was something that TJ did. But I kind of asked for her to find that out because I wanted to know this. I wanted to know how I got this fucking information, like how many supply quests I've done, how many orders I've done, all this kind of goo. So that one's buried in a weird spot, but let's see here. Where were we at? Thing is in his thinking. That's on. The undeliverable goes in first. Yeah, that would make sense maybe to recycle stuff. But I think they break it down, turn it into other stuff. Literally. I don't necessarily would call this a walking simulator. Walking simulator is weird. I feel that it's a mailman simulator or postman simulator or transporter simulator. Makes more sense. Walking simulator to me seems like doesn't seem dynamic at all. and more so than that, it's a apocalyptic or post-apocalyptic mailman simulator, which just changes the whole situation right there. It's like that sounds so much more badass than just walking simulator. But it is a true PvE, player versus environment.
Huh. Footpath.
I'm on the edge. You want to play it? You think you've seen too much? The movie with Kevin. I don't know if I'm familiar with that. UPS? Is there a movie called UPS? Wow. That was sick. Metal Gear Solid V. Yeah, yeah. There's parts of this that makes me want to play V too. The lack of stealth elements in here. It's like, oh. Now I kind of want to do more on that. Okay, where am I at? So I think I should be choosing to try to cut through here a little bit more. Huh, interesting. And it's called UPS? Huh. Hmm. But it wasn't bad? Okay. That sounds intriguing to me. Mm. So cool. Yeah, those highways feel like they're from a nightmare, man. I swear I've like seen them somewhere. Probably like in some of like the art that I've like accidentally seen, and that I choose to like kind of turn away and not pay attention to it. Okay, this. Hmm. Let's take this and put it in here. Cool for someone to do that. Don't know if any of these things will be. Ooh. Yeah. Let's do this. I will try to find a good reason to reuse that PCC. Huh? Okay, I think I'm familiar with the postman. Alright. Yeah, I need to see if I can track that down to watch it. Wonder if it's on Voodoo or Amazon Prime for their streaming stuff. Voodoo would maybe sometimes it might be like free, but for the most part I could see it not being that way. What am I trying to do? Get a quick charge up before we move on. And we'll go ahead and put this back in here, and we'll grab this one as well.
Nice.
I want to get my cryptobytes like clear to like 999 or whatever it is. What is that weird crazy number? Yeah, 990. No, I need to put back at least. Well, not put back. I'm gonna steal it. It's mine now. Are they both the same thing? Ceramics. So I think let's take this one. Let's go back here. I will see if I can't drop this other one off in here.
It's not so bad.
Because one of the things that's a little bit weird is I feel like I don't really have to build that much stuff in this game, which is kind of interesting. I know eventually I will probably get around to doing it, like where I'll be like going through an area and then like deleting stuff and then purposely placing stuff where I want it. Especially if it's not really getting any connections to other players. Because I feel like if it has a high number, I kind of would want to keep it there if it's an interactive thing. But if it's not an interactive thing, then I could technically remove it, no matter if the likes are high. Gonna use this bridge. It was Kevin Costner, you said, right? Guy from Field of Dreams. Bug, report it. Yeah, I hope the PlayStation 5 has that in it. It has a report a bug thing where I could actually go into it and actually report something. So what I would do is I would click it, and then it would basically allow me to find a video or create a video of something. But then it wouldn't just send the information of like, oh, here's the video. It would actually then also be sending like location and a bunch of other information, so that they had a way to fix the game a little bit better if they wanted to. But yeah, that right there got through the art department or the testers. Because it's nice when, you know, it crashes and you can send stuff, but there's, you know, I feel it'd be helpful if we would be able to, you know, do that. Obviously, I feel like there'd be a need.
Alright, well,
People could abuse that, and then maybe they would just like shadow ban you if they think that you're abusing it, but. Or maybe they put you on a, you know, temporary cooldown or hold or something.
Hello!
I know I can make this, but I'm wanting to create more infrastructure, so. Can we please climb? Thank you.
Gotcha! Gotcha!
Today's a good day.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. Weapons detected. All weapons will be locked until departure. Cargo verified. Delivering cargo.
Hey, Sam. How's it going? You've done more for us than we had any right to ask. Don't think we don't know that.
Kind of. There wasn't a typical, like, press dump for how the gameplay played, and I feel like what was presented finally was just really close to the end at TGS, and it was basically just showing, hey, here's a little bit of like this notion of playing mailman, and this is a slice of the game that will be kind of throughout it, but we're not going to really give you too much more information beyond that. And it seems like that this game can and could open up a little bit more. The beyond that, I analyzed the shit out of the videos and did stuff on Reddit and whatnot, and other people did too. There's a handful of us that had figured out what this game was about before the information. I did videos on the shoulder things for balancing, for picking up and holding, for crouching, holding breath. Was a little bit wrong because I thought you have to be crouched and use your triggers, but it's not. You use a different button for that, but still, it's relatively close to what we were predicting. So, I am pleased with quite a lot of what we got. So, I know that I'm going to be disappointed in a lot of areas in it, but it'll be good to a point. Because I've been wanting this type of a game. I've been wanting something dealing with how the the incline and the terrain affecting your walking, and then the notion of having to deal with volume volume objects. That's one of the reasons why I was freaking out so much about the forest with the trees, picking up the logs and actually physically having to carry them and take stuff and drop it into like a cart and drag them along. That shit is amazing. That's what we need to see more of. If you're going to run the it's just in a pocket, it's in this counter space shit, you need to have like cannon to run that, I feel. And I hope that we kind of still get that stuff in here, but it's just run as supernatural. But we'll have to wait and see, or at least I will.
Well, be safe out there.
Good work. New order available. Please access delivery terminal for further information.
Made the game for sure. Yeah. It definitely. Well, that and the showing the blueprints in that game was amazing too. That's something else that was just like, yes, thank you. High five to that motherfucker. Yes. Good job. It's fab. Please. I feel like this game needs that actually, but it doesn't have it. It don't got it. It would benefit from it. Will this auto do it if I just come in here? Probably not. So no, I know how to do it. There's another way. So I'm like OCD about the stacking looking weird, and I know eventually it won't give a shit, but dealing with little weird tricks and stuff to fix that. If I equip this real quick, it moves it there, and then I de-equip it real quick, and then that moves it there.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
I'm good for now.
This is really interesting. So this watchtower, how they run it is, it's basically like, you know, Ubisoft watchtowers, where it tags fucking everything in the vicinity, but it's timed. It's like, look at that, no one's gone over there, basically. And it definitely has a range to it. That's where we're headed. But it flags all that stuff, but that stuff, now that I see it, it's there, but... And I guess right now then I could sit here and like, okay, let's look at that, let's look at that, let's look at that. And I guess it's interesting, the notion of like it making it a priority of a path right now, because now that I see all that stuff, then it's like, okay, run to the spot, run to the spot, run to the spot. But that stuff disappears. Holy shit! Kojima did it! He fucking did it!
Nice.
I don't know if I've ever seen another game that does this. I am holding down the square button, and as I approach that shit, I grab it. I've been wanting a fucking game to do that forever.
Footpath.
Jesus. Wow. Okay. And instead of going off over there and trying to tie falls over that way, most likely BT. Oh, I don't want to put for the thing there. I want to. Can I? Ugh. God damn it. So what is the button that I need to be pressing there? Is it place marker X? Do I have to visit it once before I can have access to it? That's creator. Is it empty? Now I'm curious. Why can't I see what's in that thing? Okay, it's a 1 star. So I have nothing in it. And that probably means that no one else has put anything in it as well. Yes, okay, that's why. That's good to know. If it doesn't pop up, then there is nothing in it.
Thanks for the help.
I gotta remember that I need to give the likes at the end of it, otherwise he just shouts. Okay, that's... Is there a way to stop that? I guess increasing... Oh, little butterfly. What's up, bud? Whoa. I think I'm going to try to quickly get rid of... Yes. Oh. That pissed off Phoebe. You okay, bud? Oh. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
We splashed.
All right.
We splashed. You got submersed. You got all wet. Submerged. Submersed. I thought it was this one that was doing right here. This is interesting, this choice of placement of a bridge. Seems a little weird. But maybe they couldn't put it like straight on this like path that's being generated here. It seems a little bit weirdly out of the way. It's a 924 unlocks though. Oh, it's probably because of that. That. Nice. I was hoping that I could actually do that on purpose. Maybe He just hung my fair lady. Okay. How does that work? I don't know how I'm getting contextual punches versus, just grab, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna come here. Okay, there's a ladder. Go grab that. And yes! There should be one of these right here. So,
There we go.
from what I've seen thus far, if any of these things will have a chip in it. I want to say. And I think there's one that I went to and I didn't see the chip, so maybe I need to go back there and take a look at it again. A ladder that is like kind of pointless. I used it though. There's your like. Okay, how's the slope of this? Okay, that's getting a little crazy there. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, that's the way.
Okay, do I want to cut back through there or cut through there? I know I could just run a ladder right through this, but seems like we could just climb that and be pretty okay. That's one thing that's kind of interesting with the ladders and stuff is a lot of it you can do without. Another butterfly. Okay. I think I may choose to maybe go down there and see what that is. Oh, I think maybe we can find out. Yeah, I may grab that on the way out. What is this one? That possibly too.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID.
Who is this gonna be, I wonder?
Verified. Weapons detected. All weapons will be locked until departure. Cargo verified. Thank you.
We'll see if we can recognize them in their fuzzy mode. I kind of wish they were more distorted, but it's kind of nice having like, okay, is it? But I think it's too close to it, and it's like obvious that they are who they are.
Delivering cargo.
I've been expecting you. You are my lifeline. I've only managed to get this far thanks to porters, and you don't ask for anything in return. You have my gratitude.
I don't know this guy, I
Let's
don't
see
think.
how's the package. Wow, this is great. Excellent job, thank you.
Unless that's like one of... trying to think who he's taking pictures with. It could be me. I don't know what the guy that did like Fury Road looks like. I'm not sure. It doesn't look like the director that's kind of has gray hair. Fury Road director? That's what I name it. Fury Road's director. Is he gonna do it?
Here are some pictures that match.
Yeah, no, it does not, because you're not hearing me, because I'm not close enough to the mic. Fury Road's director. There we go.
Mad Max. Fury Road was directed by George Miller.
Maybe. He seemed to have less hair, but I guess that could possibly be him. And he seems to be heavier, like a heavier guy here. So I'm thinking no. He seems younger too, even though that he has gray hair. So I'm not sure if this person's gonna be someone famous or not. There's definitely gonna be like a whole info dump on like people that don't know, or if they're from other countries. Because I think the engineer is probably someone famous too from Japan.
So you're here on behalf of Fragile Express. Please tell me you put the terrorists behind you. When Fragile, the daughter of the founder, started associating with other couriers, things started getting scary around here. Rumors say that she caused the explosion at Middle Knot City, and there's a part of me that believes it. Of course, she could be just another one of their victims. Are you connecting the chiral network? I don't mind a contract with Bridges, but I'm not going to join the UCA. Go ahead if you're fine with that.
Maybe you already heard it from Fragile, but preppers who don't want to be a part of the UCA can still sign a contract with Bridges to join the network. They get to use our delivery services and other basic chiral network infrastructure, much like our full members. Similarly, you'll be able to use their chiral printing facilities to replenish your supplies. They are not, however, obligated to exchange data with us. So don't expect them to share intel or help with the development of new tech. In an ideal world, everyone would be a part of the UCA, of course.
Interesting.
But failing that, we want everyone to at least be a part of the network. They can always change their minds after the fact. The Cupid will interface differently with the terminal depending on the type of contract. So connect your Cupid to confirm.
Hey, how you doing, Ghost? Pablo Picasso? Ooh, cool. Yeah, that face. There he is. this time.
The company just got too big. In times like these, we should all keep it close and tight. That goes for couriers, too. Otherwise, we'll just make the same mistakes. Republics, federations, coalitions, states, connecting all kinds of people together. It's just asking for trouble. Sorry. It's been a while since I last talked to anyone. Travel safe. See you around, then.
Good work. New order available. Please access delivery terminal for further information.
Okay. Small. Feel like it definitely could do that. Is there like a quick? There's a Frank. Alright. Interesting. Okay, what about you? What do you want? Small. Still relatively okay. And you? Medium. Alright, let's see if we can organize this stuff and see if we need to, like, leave a couple things behind. Because I don't necessarily need to... Well, let's just offload what we gotta take here. Offload. And then... offload as well. Alright, so what we're looking at is our materials. We're going to definitely put away. We got that extra ladder, so let's put that away. We have an extra PCC, which from here to there, will I need one? I don't think so. I think we should be good. So let's private locker that as well.
Order assigned.
Excellent work, Sam. You've brought 3 way stations into the fold. The preppers are on the grid and the Cairo network is looking better than ever. We're planning to use a regional distro center as our next way station. But that'll have to wait. Got a priority task here. A mess in need of cleaning up. We need you to recover one of Lake Knot City's system servers. They sent it out for repairs and mules hit the transport on the way back. The server contains validation data for a new delivery system we're deploying. Once in place, it will use the Cairo network to automate deliveries. To us, it's invaluable. To the mules, it may as well be a toaster. A toaster they'll happily tear apart for the Cairo crystals and rare earth metals inside. If we don't act quickly, we could lose that data. So get your ass to the mule's drop site, snatch the server, and bring it back to Lake Knot City. I'm putting the order in myself. Check your cufflinks for details.
Is it automatically given to me? When did I get that? Oh, I guess that was an old one that I never did. Oh yeah, right. Okay, it's there. Order Sam, standard order. Okay. So it's active, but hopefully there's no timing to it. Let me take a look at it. So I feel like that order is now like the go to Port City order. This is something that I would want to do after I'm done leveling everything up to 5-star. Oh, it says confirm. Confirm. Be deploy cargo. So how do we want to do this? I think we want to go from here. Oh. Oh. That's weird. Held down the wrong button. Alright, we want to go from here to here. Then from here to here. we're gonna make sure that this thing is helping us with that, and then from there we're gonna then shoot up this way, and then if we want to do anything else, then we'll mess with it. But let's see if we can't kill this other. Cool. And let's also
Feeling good.
hey, BB.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
Couldn't drink another drop.
Oh, come on, man. Where's your etiquette? You expect someone to like your shit and you do that? So did he just do climbing route? So this is request for a thing to be here. Okay. Interesting. Recommendation. Can I learn how to do this quickly? Whoa, whoa, whoa. What did I trip on? Okay. You would pass that I may change my route here. We'll do it if we run into some rain. What? There we go. Because part of me, I don't know, I may end up needing to rest, so maybe what I'm planning on doing is a good idea.
There we go.
I don't know about this bridge. That pathway's good, but where it runs into is bad.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. Weapons detected. All weapons will be locked until departure. Cargo.
I'm gonna try to do it here. I'm assuming whoever it's for will show up. Yep.
You picked this up for me? You shouldn't have. Really.
Thank you for your contribution. Delivering cargo.
Oh, hey. Good to see you. Well, the cargo's in great condition. Well, be safe out there.
Good work.
Skipper lost crews. And let's look at Preda's locker and some of this. Okay, we'll recycle that, but I think all this stuff I'm just gonna pull one of these. Offload. And we go down here. Load. And we grab the rest. And it's drugs off. I'm a mule. I'll see you when I see a ghost. I think I need to take a restroom break here real quick though. We'll have Sam rest and I'll unplug the sound so I can hear him mumble for a minute. Recycle.
Delivering cargo.
Thank you for your continued support.
Cool. No, no. Sweet. So
Thank you for your contribution.
interesting. What's that right there? Don't necessarily need to do it this way, but I guess I am. Save. Because I'm about to lay down. Put Sam to sleep. Alright, I'll be right back. This BRB, after a BRB, need to go make some ammo.
That hurts. Others.
Okay, and we're back. Alright, so wake up Sam. How you doing, Sam? Hey, baby. Did he just fall back asleep on his own?
No more.
You not happy?
It's all good. It's all good. That's right. Just sleep. Okay.
How damaged is that? Yeah, we should be okay.
Keep on keeping Don't do anything I wouldn't.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
There we go.
Anybody hear me? Hey, mine's heavier. Yo.
Today's a good day. What?
Can I give this to him? What is that I just grabbed from him? I think it's BT grenade. Power suit this to get over here. Yeah, it's so cool looking. Kinda creepy as fuck though. It seems like it's made out of the BT antimatter chiral shit almost, which is interesting. Which is partially why it's levitating, I assume.
How you doing, Sam?
Oh, interesting. So after it's built, now people can build stuff around here.
Always like the quiet.
Grid power? Was that thing leveled enough? Oh shit. Our first hot spring.
What's this, break time? Now this is living.
Healing spring, huh?
Ba-ban, ba-ban, ban, ban, a-biba, no, no. Ban, 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 a-biba, biba, biba. Ban, 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 a-biba, no, no. Ba-ban, ban, 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 a-biba, no, no. Iudana, ahahan. Iudana, ahahan. Now this is living. Oh, hell yeah. Now this is living. Oh, hell yeah. Get warmed up.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. Weapons detected. All weapons will be locked until departure. Cargo verified. Thank you. Delivering cargo.
Oh, it's you. How's it going? Cargo's in mint condition. How the hell did you manage that?
Oh yeah. I haven't tried the first one. We'll see what. There's a bunch of more holograms, I'm assuming.
Just so you know, I've put something aside for you. Maybe you could use it more than me. Go ahead and grab it whenever.
Custom her like grenade? What does the custom ones do, I wonder? shit. So this is special. So I guess I'll put it up here right now and then move it to someplace else. Because I'm assuming what I'll end up doing with those, because they're special, I have to just deliver stuff to him, and then he constantly kind of makes them. So instead of me being able to print them, that's how I deal with getting them. Really a giveaway storyline? Yeah, I don't know. Like, if someone said something in a paragraph, it's not a, like, Death Stranding is Metal Gear Solid 6 kind of a statement. Or it's, Silent Hill, kind of a, oh shit, you know, that was a dick move to say that kind of a bullshit. I know those would be the two ones that everyone would be like freaking out about. I feel like this game's gonna be more absurd. Even if it's supposed to be something like that, they're not gonna come straight out and say it. Or a notion to that. Yes, it should have. But I don't know, if it did, maybe I wouldn't have got this game, so who knows? Unless this is that game, just it's a sole successor of it, so we would have probably gotten this, but maybe even something not as cool. I don't know. Let's go ahead and confirm.
Well, you've done your bit. Time for me to do mine.
Good work.
Okay, we want to put the gun away, even though I haven't even used it. Put it in where? Here. And what I really needed to do there, though. It's
A new and improved bowler gun. It allows you to charge up shots for increased range and wire spread. Pretty neat, huh?
Yeah, I never even used that first level of the bolo gun. It's funny. Feel like how I'm playing this is a little bit maybe not the way that they want me to. Where I'm staying in an area and just grinding stuff out, and then I'm just getting all this extra shit, which is interesting. That I'm just quickly getting to the level 3s of everything, most likely. I'm gonna have a level 3 bolo gun probably here by the time I finish his quest stuff. Let's see here. This level 2 gun I probably will won't even fire. Me storing it, I assume that I can grab it and then, like, you know, have it on my person and use it at some point. And even if not, I could go drop it off somewhere else and give it to someone else. Okay. Look to see if there's any orders. Over there and there. I think we're just gonna do this one. Check the weight on it. A medium and a small. Should be fine. What? Why is it doing that? There's space right there.
Order assigned. Weapons restrictions lifted.
Nice rock slippage.
Nice.
need to go somewhere. Hmm. Is there a place to put it? Probably somewhere right around in here. So let's take this. We'll try to come over to here. And create a storage. Space.
Nice.
Okay, you never got. What chapter am I on? I'm on chapter 3, dude. I'm dragging my feet. I'm taking my sweet ass time.
There we go.
Oh. I may not have to make one.
Looks like a way through. There we go.
How's my blood doing? Seems to be kind of okay. Okay, I need to spray these.
There we go. That's a big one.
Oh, did the box die already? Got too close. Well, at least they won't follow me over here. It's raining.
Keep on keeping on.
Shit. Definitely gonna need to do different boots.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. Weapons detected. All weapons will be locked until the... Welcome to Lake Knot City. Proceed to distribution center.
Oh shit. Seems like the actual cities there are behind like walls. And I'm only dealing with the external part of it. Like the city's not here, the city's fucking over there. this?
Hey, how's it going? The legend does it again. Everything looks to be in perfect condition. Thank you, Sam. Until the next delivery, then. Stay safe.
Good work. New order available. Please access...
I wish I could just transfer stuff into here immediately. I just need to like take all these partial things and just grab them. See, I don't know what it would be better, for me to recycle this stuff or for me to just drop it, like, out in the wilderness to see if people, you know, maybe need it, even though that it may die or something, but I'm not sure what's better. Let's confirm. Pick that up. Put that. Okay. I think we're gonna recycle this stuff though. That's fine actually. It's mainly that. That.
Thank you for your continued support.
The Bridget thanks you. so I want to see this sounds order. Okay, there's okay. Hell yeah. We're doing this first. So we'll hit this up and then we'll see what else is available and whatnot. But yeah, we're totally fucking doing this. I think I'm gonna do a quick pause and restroom break though. Check my uptime as well. Oh, we're really close to where you need to stop. So we'll just actually select this. We'll add it. Okay. And
Make sure you carry pizzas properly at all times. If you do something stupid, like turn it on its side, you'll ruin it.
okay. This is interesting. I dig this type of stuff. So let's yeah. And then
Thank you for your contribution.
We have some other stuff eaten away, so let's... Oh shit, it's time. Alright, we're just gonna have to... save. And come back. Quit game, yes, cool, alright. And we will, first thing we will do after I get back, we will deliver pizza. Cool. Well, this was Stealth Artisan Live. And we were doing, was it part 17 of Death Stranding. I'm ASHLER. As we return to the shadows, let's all praise the moments we share. Till next time.